Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 227 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills helps you improve your table tennis. With Rio just around the corner, there's a lot of Olympic qualification tournaments coming up, and today we discuss the African and Australian tournaments. In the questions, we talk about using placement in your training, the benefits of the shake hand and pen hold grips, generating side spin on your serves, and how to warm up on the day of a tournament. I'm Jeff Plum, and as always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Thank you, Jeff. And yes, another interesting show, another week coming up.
Yeah, certainly is. Always good to start off the week with a big show, Alois, and we've got a good one lined up today. That's for sure. It's just my computer seems to be struggling because it's Monday. The questions take a while to come up. You know, it's
yeah, I know.
I guess we all feel like that on a Monday morning sometimes.
Yeah, Mondays do that to you. But you're a bit busy on the weekend doing some trick shots there, Jeff. I see you got a good one going.
It only took me like one shot to film me hitting two balls, of course.
Yeah, you sure?
If you haven't seen it, check out. If you haven't seen it, check out our Facebook page or our Instagram. There's a good video there, or our YouTube. And we've also got a behind-the-scenes footage of me filming that, Alois, which is worth watching.
Okay.
Yes, I was busy. It was fun though. Me and my kids filmed that. Very good. Which reminds me, Alois, I'm not sure if you've seen this video of the people bouncing the ball on their handle.
Yes, I have.
That was ITTF did one. Yeah. ITTF did one and showed the top players and who could do the most. And then Ben Larkham of Expert Table Tennis did a video on actually learning it and practicing and getting better at it. And I was thinking, Alice, that you and I should practice and just see if we can improve at bouncing the ball on our handle.
5 minutes a day. All right. Okay. Like that.
Yeah. And maybe we can get the viewers involved and have a competition. Let's have a think about that over the next few days.
Okay. Done.
All right. Well, like I said, Rio is nearly upon us, Alois, and there's a couple of qualification tournaments. We were going to talk about the African one last Friday, but we forgot. So today we want to talk about the Australian and the African Olympic qualification tournaments. What happened and what do we need to know?
Yeah, so I suppose in the African tournament, the exciting news is that Segun Toriola from Nigeria has now qualified for his 7th Olympics, which is just huge.
Wow. How many people? There must be many people who've qualified for 7 Olympic Games.
No, I think there's only another 3. So there's Jorgen Persson, Jean-Michel Save, and there's one other who I'm forgetting. But yes, I think there's one other. And yeah, so he's done brilliantly well to qualify for 7 Olympics in a row. Amazing stuff. So he and Asaka from the Congo or Congo Brazzaville are the 2 men's qualifiers there, and in the women's, Edem Offiong, also from Nigeria, qualifies first, and Safa Saidana from where's she from? Oh, from Tunisia. That's right, from Tunisia. So those 2 players qualify. So starting to get into that really exciting period now in an Olympic year where all the qualification tournaments are on, and we're starting to see see people actually book their spots for Rio. So that was good. And in Oceania, we've also started the process. So Australia is in the middle of their Australian qualification tournament, and then the best players from that go into the Oceania qualification tournament. So exciting times, and bit of a surprise in the men's yesterday. It was in the men's Hemming Hugh, who wouldn't be favoured to win the event, got up and has taken the #1 spot in the men's singles. And in the women's, it was Sally Zhang and Jianfeng Lei. We know Jianfeng Lei very well. She's played a lot on the international scene. Sally Zhang's only fairly new to Australia, but has a really good record against Jianfeng Lei, and again, undefeated in the Australian qualification tournament. So taking the top spot, Jianfeng Lei taking the second spot. So exciting times ahead for those players as well. And as I said, now we really start to step up into the exciting Olympic year where players are actually booking their spots for Rio.
Yeah, certainly is. And what a year it's going to be, Alois. The World Championships only a few days away, and then Rio later on in the year. Great year for table tennis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the world's
all right.
Yeah, the World Team Championships. The World Team Championships coming up starting this weekend. China hot favourites, and I see that Dimi Ovcharov is out with an injury, so that is going to severely hamper the German team. But on the other side, I hear Schlager. Schlager is put his hand up for the Austrian team. So there we go.
There you go. So Dmitry Ovcharov out, big bloke for Germany, and Schlager, the veteran, putting his hand up. Will be interesting to see, former world champion, but, aging. It'll be interesting to see if he can come back and make a difference for Austria or not.
Yeah, and age certainly does play a part, doesn't it? I mean, we've seen just recently the retirement of Waldner. Yeah, we saw his last match in the league. He was looking old and he was looking a little bit slower, but yes, so age definitely does play a part. Will be interesting to see how Schlager does.
There you go. But you had Samsonov playing well in his late 30s. Person played well in his late 30s and early 40s. Save continued to play well. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. All right, Alois. On Friday, the PingSkills question of the day was, who is the best para player? What did people think?
Yeah, so that was interesting to see some responses. And of course, the banter continues between Igor Plisko. So Igor has nominated Jake Balestrino, who is a Class 7 from Australia. Very good player. Glenn O'Day said Trevor Hirth, another Aussie. But Chris Addis also replied from the same club, and he wasn't happy that Trevor got nominated by Glenn. But anyway, Eugene said Tal Leibovitz, great US para player. And Tad then said that Polish woman who has only one arm. Yes, and then he came back later and said he Googled it, Natalia Partika. So Natalia has won 3 Class 10 women's Paralympics, and she's also been ranked in the top 50 in the world in able body as well. So yeah, Natalia, huge player. And Billu said the player with no arms, and on our blog, which I'm just about to find, on our blog, Sasha Dansaru said nominated Ibrahim Hamodo, who is the player with no arms. But he also said the best player, in my opinion, is Melissa Tapper from Australia. And she was in the under-18 women's national champion. She was the under-18 women's national champion and Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. So, so there's a few nominations there. And Tam said Patrick Chojanovsky and Natalia Partika. So they're both para players from Poland. And Patrick Chojanovsky, if you haven't seen him play, beautiful player too.
Excellent. Yeah, so a lot of interest in the para table tennis, Alois. And again, with the Olympics, the Paralympics coming up, going to be a big year for all those athletes too. Yeah,
the qualification process is a little bit different there. So most players have qualified this, or have basically qualified their spots by their world ranking. So most of that's on world rankings plus qualification events, which were all held last year. So all those lists will be finalized pretty soon as well. So Paralympics a couple of weeks after the Olympics, but in Rio, and yeah, also some great table tennis to be seen there.
Excellent. All right. Well, that moves us on to today's PingSkillers question of the day, which is, what is your favorite serve and why? So jump onto our Facebook page or onto our blog.
Oh, Jeffrey, you're right. You're allergic to Monday-itis.
I think I am allergic to Monday. But yes, jump on to our Facebook page or onto our blog and let us know what is your favorite serve and why. Alrighty. Now that, Alois, moves us on to the best segment of the show, This Day in History. What happened on the 22nd of February?
Absolutely. So, yes, George Washington was born. You know who George Washington was, Jeffrey? He was born in 1732. Yeah. Good. The first president of the United States, I think he gained the presidency in 1789. So George Washington, the first president born today, very, very long time ago. And the other one was Steve Irwin. So all the Australians will know him, and I think he's pretty famous in the UK as well. So he was born in 1962, famous conservationist and crocodile hunter. That's him. Yes. So, yeah, Steve Irwin, George Washington, two very different people. Same star sign, though, apparently, born today.
There you go. Very good. All right. So that moves us on to the questions. And first up is a question from Ilya, who jumped on using the Google Q&A button and said, "Hi, Alois and Jeff. When should I start to heavily focus my training on placing the ball wide to the corners and into the elbow? How can I make sure I'm ready for that?"
Yeah, so Ilya, once you've got a technique right, you know, just even your basic techniques, it's important then to start to think about utilizing placement as well with your shots. So, you know, placing the ball wide, placing the ball into the middle, they're all things that you can start to develop pretty early. Now, I've seen some video of you playing, Ilya, and you are definitely ready to start to think about those sort of things. So, in your practice drills, so even when you're doing footwork drills, perhaps, instead of doing the footwork drill with the other person blocking from the middle of the backhand area, you could do it from the middle of the table, or you're trying to find their middle, or you can do it trying to place the ball wide. So, you know, we always talk about our training drills altering depending on what you're focusing on. And that's something that you can just change up. Instead of doing your forehand, backhand footwork drill to one position, you do it to the middle, or you can do it to wide, etc., etc. So, yeah, you can start to focus on that sort of part of the game pretty early on. And definitely, you know, once you've just got the basic idea and you're able to hit the ball on the table, then you can start to think more about placement as well.
Yeah, good answer, Alois. And a quick plug there for our premium membership. We have a 52-week training program where we go through and give you a new training session every week along with a masterclass. And we bunch it up into groups of 4 weeks where we focus on a particular area of your game. And there's 4 weeks there where we're definitely focusing on placement and talk a lot about those sorts of topics that Ilya was asking about. So check out our premium membership at pingskills.com. All right, next question. Zach has asked, what benefits are there in the shake hand grip and the pencil grip, which we generally call the penhold grip? And in your experience, is it hard to get used to playing someone with the opposite grip?
Yeah, so firstly, the benefits of both. So with the shake hand grip, it's basically felt that the backhand is easier with the shake hand grip because, with the penhold grip, it used to be that they used the same side of the racket, so it was more difficult to get power and generate speed and spin and etc. with the penhold grip. Now, though, with the penhold grip, players using the reverse penhold backhand, that difference has been eliminated to a great extent. But I think it's still more difficult to play the backhand with the pen hold or pencil grip. So that's the one difference. The other thing is that with the pen hold grip, you can eliminate your crossover point by utilizing the same side of the racket. So the crossover point for the shakehander is where you change from the forehand to the backhand. So this area in here where you've got to make that switch over from side to side. Whereas with the pen hold grip, you can utilize the same side to you all through there. The other advantage with the pen hold is that you can utilize your wrist a little bit better just because of the grip. You can utilize your wrist in that motion rather than the sideways motion that we utilize more with the shake hand. But yeah, all in all, shake hand grip seems to be much more popular worldwide, and it's mainly because you can utilize your backhand a lot better. And now when we're starting to see more backhands played, I think we'll start to see even more utilization of the shake hand over the pen hold grip.
Yeah, certainly, Alois. It's interesting because in the past, in the Chinese national team, you've had quite a few pen holders, Ma Lin and Wang Hao. But now, and I don't know if it's a trend, and maybe it is, like you said, because of more backhands, you've just got Zhu Xin, but then, you've got, Ma Long, Zhang Zike, Fan Zhendong, Fang Bo all coming along with the shake hand. It seems to even from China now, there seems to be more shake hand players coming through.
Yeah, and Zhu Xin, his footwork's fantastic, his forehand's fantastic, but he'll always struggle on that backhand side there, and then he gets forced back a little bit on the backhand side and becomes more difficult. So, yeah, I mean, things go through waves, but, yeah, definitely I think at the moment the shake hand grip is dominant.
Now, the other part of that question was, is it difficult to play against someone using the opposite grip to you?
Yeah, not necessarily. It's again, it's a matter of the person, it's a matter of styles, and it's a matter of what you like. So, yeah, a shake hand player might actually like playing against a pen hold player. I remember Wang Tao, the Chinese shake hand player, used to absolutely eat pen hold players because he was so fast. And he'd just stay close to the table and just, play one side, the other side. And the poor pen holder in those days didn't really have much of the reverse backhand, and they used to get caught out of position all the time. So, no, it's not really a matter of, playing the person with the opposite grip. It's just what the styles are and whether you like playing against that particular player or that particular style.
Great. Excellent. And thank you for the question, Zach. Next up, Hao Jun says, hi, I'm having the problem of adding more side spin or backspin to either my pendulum serve or reverse pendulum serve. And even the backhand. The only serve where I can get the most side spin is the tomahawk serve. So do you have any advice for Hao Jun?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is to just relate to the contact and the spin that you're getting on the tomahawk serve. So feel the spin that you're getting, feel the contact, and then try to translate that to the other serves that you're doing. So with the pendulum serve, try to get a similar feeling or contact of what you're doing with that pendulum serve. So you're probably quite confident with that and swinging through really quickly. The same needs to happen with the pendulum serve, with the backhand serve, with the whatever serve, and the reverse pendulum serve. It's a matter of just generating that speed, generating that contact, and just the good thing for you is that you've got that serve that you can relate to. So, do some tomahawk serves and then switch straight to the pendulum serve and see if you can get that same type of contact and feeling with those serves.
Yeah. Now, like you said, the tomahawk serve seems to give you a really good angle for side spin. The pendulum serve, I guess you've got to get your elbow into a good position to be able to get that side spin on the ball.
Yeah, that's right. And also making sure you're altering that grip as well. So taking those three fingers away to get around the side of that ball. If you have your normal shake hand grip, it's really difficult to get around the side. With the relaxed grip, you can get around the side of the ball much easier.
Perfect. All right. So hopefully that helps you out, Ho Jun. Good question. Now, Carl asks, With all the upcoming tournament activity for him, a question that popped into his mind was, which of these two solutions would be more optimized for a warm-up before the tournament starts? Warm up and rest, or warm up and play straight away?
Yeah, so really is a matter of finding what works for you. There's no right or wrong here. You need to experiment a little bit and try both ways. So if you warm up, you're really warm and you're hot and you're ready to go and walk straight out onto the court, that can work for you. And some people like that feeling. Personally, I used to like to warm up, have a break, sit down, calm myself down a little bit, go through the process of thinking tactically about what I needed to do for that upcoming match, and then go out there and play the match. So you were also worried about, if you do have that rest, maybe you're not warm and ready to go. So what you can do is just physically, in the minute or two before you step out onto the court, just get your heart rate up, do a little bit of skipping, do some physical warm-ups, get yourself sweating again. And then when you go out onto the court, you've still got those 2 minutes where you're doing some hitting and just get the feel for the ball again, if that's an issue. So experiment with both ways and see how you go. And we had a bit of a follow-up, and he said that he actually played the tournament and won the tournament. And what he did was he did have that break in between and utilized that time to sit down and think about his tactics and played well. So that obviously worked for you, which is great. But for the viewers, just think for yourself about what works best. And you need to do both, experiment with both, see which one you feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, excellent. And well done, Carl. Now, on that, Alois, even I found that one wasn't always best for me. It kind of depends on if I'd been playing a lot and already felt like I was playing well, then maybe I would like to do the warm-up and rest. But if I was a little bit more anxious or something, maybe I'd prefer to keep warming up closer to the match or keep hitting closer to the match. So it can also depend on, how you're feeling that day or where you're at in terms of your confidence levels.
Yeah, and you're right there. And also just circumstances. I mean, in some situations, you just can't go straight in, in a pennant or in a league type situation, you might have to be watching your teammate and even umpiring and then jump straight on and play your match. So, it really depends on your actual situation as well. And just, I suppose what you said there, Jeff, then you need to adapt as well. You need to be able to play in both situations. In a tournament situation, you've probably got more time, whereas in a league situation, you know when you're playing, but you may not have the opportunity to warm up.
Yes, certainly. All right, Alois, that wraps up show 227. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Make sure you check out pingskills.com. Sign up for a free email newsletter if you haven't already. And also, Alois, I think we're out for tomorrow morning. I have to take a friend back to the airport. So we will be back on Wednesday morning with another big show. So thanks again, everyone. And thank you, Alois.
Thank you, Jeff. And does that mean I get to sleep in tomorrow morning?
Sleep in, absolutely.
Okay. But I will miss seeing you guys, but we will see you on Wednesday. So 2 days from now.
Bye, everyone.